National College Football Roundup. The QB carousel is spinning out of control. Okay, so this is, I think I've got everything on here. Bo Nix is headed to Oregon, which is a bit of a head scratcher. Now, I know that I understand that Kenny Dillingham was at Auburn in 2019. Now he's going out there to be the offense coordinator, but just an interesting move with a couple of really talented young quarterbacks on that roster. But hey, Bo knows, I suppose.
Culture shock. It's going to be different atmosphere up there, but yeah, it's crazy.
Max Johnson is transferring to Texas A&M. So that means Myles Brennan is no longer in the portal. He has decided to stay at LSU. So how about Max Johnson, Ted, going from SEC West? He's just going a little farther west, and he's going to A&M now.
I think that it does not move the needle at all for Texas A&M. Just my thoughts. I think he does some nice things at times. I think he's got a big arm, but if you're a Texas A&M fan, I don't know that you're saying, yes, finally we got a quarterback that's going to get us over the hump. I kind of feel like, I hate saying this, just a guy.
Yeah. And because he's coming to A&M, Zach Calzada jumped in the portal and in a first. Now, he was the starter for several games of the year, but remember, he was a backup, and he was actually third string because you got to remember, what was the kid's name? Haynes King is the one that got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as Calzada, he actually made a video, like a goodbye, I'm going into the portal video that he put on social media, which is just absolutely hilarious to me.
I don't even know what to say to that. The whole video thing is just, it's ridiculous.
What bugs you more, the I'm going into the portal graphic, or the like minute plus long video that Calzada put out? There's some production value in that.
Probably the video. It's just dumb. If you want to say, hey, thank you to everyone, I'm entering the portal, that's fine. I got no problem with that. I got no problem with that. A video is too much. An announcement that you're not entering the transfer portal is worse than anything. That is the lowest of the low whenever it comes to announcements or videos.
Unless it comes from Caleb Williams, then we fully support it. Right? Oh,
right.
Oh, okay. The carousel. Adrian Martinez transferring to Kansas State. And okay, I don't want to be too tough on Martinez, but the dude is a turnover waiting to happen, whether it's an interception. I think going into the season, he was like on pace to break the FBS lost fumbles record, and maybe he got it. I know he had a bunch more this season, but Will Howard's not good. He's not the guy. We can all agree on that. But if you're a Kansas State fan, are you excited about this? I mean, he's athletic. He's played a lot of football. He's been a captain. Like, there's no doubt. He is a tough dude. I'll give him that. But all the dude does is turn the football over.
Of all of the transfer portal stuff I've seen that we've talked about at quarterback, this one, I think, is the best move. I think that his size, his athleticism, I think in K-State's system, where you can be really conservative, like the way they play. I think it's going to be good for him. Does that mean I think Kansas State's going to win the Big 12? No. Does it mean I think Kansas State's going to even make it to the Big 12 championship game? No, it does not. But I think this is a good, solid move for him and for Kansas State. I think he can, like, they don't they don't need a whole lot from their quarterback. And maybe if you take some off of his plate, use him in the run game, figure out a way to limit the turnovers, I feel like it's a way better option than anything else they have.
Yeah, I mean, he's better than Will Howard. So I guess it's an upgrade. I mean, I'm excited to see what Adrian Martinez can be there, because you got to remember, he was supposed to be the savior at Nebraska, right? He was supposed to be the guy that kind of took them to the next level and had them contending for the Big Ten championship and things like that. It just never worked out for him. So it is one of those, hey, maybe he just needed a fresh start. And this sounds dumb, but I think he's going to look good in purple, which is like half the battle.
Here's one of the things that this is why it's really exciting. This is why I think it has a chance to work. He's going to have way better skill guys around him. Nebraska, they've got some big, strong, physical guys, but skill position has not been their strong point. He's going to have a first-team All-American in the background, or in the backfield with him in Deuce Vaughn. They've had multiple guys that have come through there as wide receivers that have done really good things. I think Malik Knowles is done, right? Does he have one more?
All the COVID year stuff, like,
right.
I don't know what age anyone is anymore.
Yeah, if Malik Knowles is back, that just adds another guy there. They'll have some good skill position guys for him. He'll have a better supporting cast than he did at Nebraska.
Yeah. All right, Michael Pennix Jr., remember, of Indiana fame last year, didn't go very well this year. He is headed to Washington. We talked about Calzada. He's in the portal now. We'll see where he ends up. And I think I said he was third string. He's got a third string name. He would have been third string next year with Max Johnson coming, but he was their backup this year. I'm sorry, Zach. I'm sorry. That was mean. I apologize. Casey Thompson in the transfer portal. Sounds like he just didn't feel like he had much support there from anyone that would have gone to bat for him to be the starter. So hops in the portal, and that becomes an interesting option. Does Casey Thompson make sense at OU? I mean, it all depends on what happens with Caleb Williams, right?
Right. Not right now.
Okay.
He does.
Yeah, I agree with that. Not right now. For both parties.
For both parties. If something weird happens, then maybe, but I don't know. Pretty doubtful.
I will say he's a tough guy. He's an experienced guy. I like the way he goes about his business, right? Low key, just puts the work in. And he played a lot of this season with a messed up throwing hand, and battled through it. So, of course, I've got, I have a certain affection for Casey Thompson because of the family he comes from, because Kendall was a teammate of mine. I've known Casey since he was a little kid. So I want to see him succeed. So I really hope he lands somewhere that puts him in a good spot, right? I hope he lands somewhere and becomes a starter, because he seems like he goes about it the right way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Nebraska?
Ooh. I mean, it's an upgrade for Nebraska, in my opinion. Big upgrade, especially when it comes to throwing the football.
And he's got some good skill. I mean, what did he throw? 5 touchdowns the OU Texas game?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a forgettable performance that no one's going to remember because of the way that game ended. But he's very capable, very capable. He'll start at most places, like most middle of the road type of places that don't have a quarterback. He could go in and start easily for most of those schools. So he's going to have a bunch of options.
Yeah. Okay. And the one name that probably caught most people around here's attention was Dillon Gabriel. So Dillon Gabriel, he was in the transfer portal, was an extremely productive player at UCF, and he has committed to UCLA. And we thought that he may be OU's quarterback next season if Caleb Williams decides to go elsewhere. And the one thing about it is on the little graphic, Ted, because of course there's a graphic for it, and he's photoshopped, or I don't know if he's been on a visit there and he actually had the jersey on, or if it's photoshopped. It's really well done. Guy looks great in UCLA blue, which is just a tremendous color. But it says committed. Nowhere does it say in any form or fashion signed. It says committed. So while he's committed to UCLA and time is certainly, ticking, the clock is ticking, it's not like it's a done deal. Am I understanding that correctly? Because if Caleb Williams, because I fully believe if Caleb Williams lets the coaching staff knows he's leaving, that Dillon Gabriel's coming to Oklahoma. Like, I still believe it. I still believe that, even though he's put out the "I'm committed to UCLA" graphic.
Yeah. Which, I actually don't know how that works. Like, what the timing has to be. Do you have to wait for the new semester to start? Like, I don't know how that works, but can we talk about this for a second though? Like with Caleb Williams, he's not going anywhere. And I know everyone's kind of worried about it, and well, what's he going to do? There's nowhere to go. Where's he going to go? Is he going to go to USC, a 4-8 football team last year? No, he's not going to USC to start over at USC. There's no way that's happening. You're not going to Ohio State. You're not going to Alabama. You want to go start over at Florida? You want to start over with some of these other teams? There's nowhere to go.
Go play for Jim Harbaugh at Michigan?
Be my guest. He's not going to play for Jim Harbaugh, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's nowhere else to go. He's got the hottest offensive coordinator in the country. OU is going to win. They've won 10, have a chance to win 11 games, be 11-2 football team. They're going to be the favorite to win the Big 12 next year. He's going to be on the short list for the Heisman Trophy. I don't even know why it's a discussion.
I'm with you. Like, him leaving, I think it would be a mistake. The one school, and it just popped into my head when you said it, the one school that, and I listen, I want to make it clear, I know nothing. Like, I haven't heard this or anything like that. But Notre Dame could use an upgrade at the quarterback position.
There's no doubt. But you're not going to go to a place that has no history, recent history at least, of a quarterback putting up big numbers, huge numbers. The guy that just signed a contract to coach here does have that history.
No, I'm with you.
I know everyone's worried about it, and like there's all this drama, and the time is ticking, and when do we find out if Caleb's staying or going? Relax. He's not going anywhere. There's nowhere to go.
We've already predicted how it's going to go down. He accounts for like 5 or 6 touchdowns in the Alamo Bowl. He's on the stage getting his Alamo Bowl MVP trophy. He takes the mic and he says, "I'll see you next year, Sooner Nation," and then just drops it. It's like a WWE promo. It's going to be perfect. Can't wait.
That's it.
Just don't say I'm back or we're back, because that's literally like the one thing people remember about Ehlinger. Like, that's the one thing.
I know.
The guy had a pretty solid career at Texas, and that's like, you mentioned that guy's name, he's like, oh, the I'm back thing. Oh, hilarious. You're just like, wow.
Oh, that's crazy.